Why is Europe not united? Europe and China divide the Asia-European continent. Each panel of values has thousands. Over the total area. Europe 10.16 million square kilometers. China 9.6 million square kilometers. Both flags are equal. About plateau. Europe has Western European plains, Central European plains, and giant Eastern Europeans. The total area far exceeds China's three largest plains. About the rivers. Europe has the Rhine, Danube, and Volga. About the oceans. Europe has the Mediterranean, Black Sea, North Sea, and Baltic, as well as a circle of inland seas and far land waters. The mountains are beautiful. Lower big stuff. Qualitatively weaker than China. China unified in 2000. Why has Europe never been united? Before answering this question, we need to understand what the prerequisites for unification require. You can refer to China here. Everyone must have thought of Qin the emperor. The car is on track. Books together. The same wheel. Together with desire. The amount of accompanying. Must accompany. That is, the unified word in history class. Currency balance. But these are only system guarantees. Whether the system will function requires even deeper prerequisites. The era of war nations. Zhao, Zhou, and tobacco. Wang Qian, Wu Jiu and Wang. The literal currencies of each country are different though. But they are more the same. For example, they are all agricultural societies. Use similar legislation. There are similar customs. Language, writing, clothing and food. The same small difference. These are the unified social foundations. Lifestyle, services and production. The lifestyle is similar. Because they have similar production methods. In other words, their social basis is agriculture. They are planted without bones. The geographical reasons are: China's core region from south to north is part of the seasonal zone in East Asia. The same seasonal climate gave rise to similar agriculture, transformed into a similar lifestyle. They have the same culture of customs. This is how China quickly moves toward a unified geographic code. So what about Europe? Europe's climate is diverse. The surrounding Mediterranean region has a climate that is Mediterranean. In winter, moist and warm. Hot summer droughts. Typical rainy heat for different periods. The Atlantic coast has a temperate oceanic climate. Mild and heavy rain throughout the year, especially in the autumn and winter months with heavy rains. The climate is cold. The vast majority of the land area has a continental climate. Winter cold, summer hot. More rainfall in the summer. There are some characteristics of the rainy heat simultaneously. These three climates are Europe's theme. The Mediterranean climate is full of wheat, olive, growing grapes. Ancient agriculture developed. Warm oceanic climate, suitable for growing several branches. Ancient livestock farming developed. Farming is behind. The continental climate zone depends on the latitude. The ground rainfall is different. Agriculture, livestock, oil farms, fishing is mixed. Diverse production methods. The three major climate zones have different production methods. Develop different lifestyles. The custom culture is not the same. Therefore, Europe lacks a similar social foundation. This is the first and biggest factor. There is no similar social foundation. Couldn't it be unified? Nor is it. If there is a mode of production, the population carried is large enough. The area is large enough. Relying on strong strength can also bring unity. Does Europe have such conditions? First, the answer is not available. Furthermore, there are two reasons. Southern Europe is too fragmented. Second, productivity in Central Europe is too low. Open the map. Drawing Europe horizontally by latitude. It can be grossly divided into three parts. Southern Europe, Central and Northern Europe. The Nordic climate is cold, rarely populated. Not a European civilization theme. Can Europe be united? Mainly in Southern and Central Europe. First look at Southern Europe. Southern Europe is the Mediterranean world. On Billy Bear Mountain. The Alps. South of the multi-island river. Adapted to winter rains, wet climate wheats and other crops. It has created excellent classical agriculture. The birth of Europe's first agricultural civilization. In addition to the Mediterranean wind, it is quiet. It is a classic navigation that favors trade. Until the Industrial Revolution. These are the richest places in Europe. Southern Europe is broken. The plain is small. Limited production scale. Ethiopia, Balkans, and the three largest peninsulas. They break up each other. And an enemy of equal power. Unified management is difficult. Even the Roman Empire. It can only decentralize governance. East Rome, for co-governed areas. They are all products of decentralized governance. There will be no more Rome in the future. Look at Central Europe. Central Europe's terrain is flat. Large plains. There are many rivers and long springs. At first glance, we have a unified foundation. However, ancient productivity in Central Europe was too weak. The oceanic climate, although it makes humans feel comfortable. But it is very unfriendly to ancient crops. First, this is near 50 degrees north of Wei. Lack of lighting. Next, here are 4 seasons temperate. In summer, military temperatures are only around 25 degrees. Unable to meet the requirements for crop growth. The oceanic climate is raining again. Land is easily muddy. The crops are ruined. Ancient agriculture productivity was very low. According to the records, the proportion of medieval agricultural species was only 1 to 4. 1 kilogram of seeds yields 4 kilograms. At the same time, Chinese handcrafts, only 20 more. Lower latitude Paris Basin, and the Barbarian Highlands take a beat. Higher latitudes of the North Sea. The Baltic Sea coast can only be fished. Low productivity in Central Europe, so a suitable social system. It can only be a distributed system of dominance with lower costs. An enslavement that maximizes the extra value. This is why Central Europe has become partisan. The cradle of slavery. Everywhere in the country, many slaves have their homes. Make a summary. Europe's climate is diverse. Cultural diversity leads to a lack of similar social foundations. Broken Southern Europe and low productivity Central European. It is also not suitable for centralization with high management costs. Europe has never been united. Europe is not united. But we are indeed on a unified path. 17th to 18th century. The Great Age of Navigation brought potato corn originating in America. These high yields are cold-resistant and poor crops. It is widely spread in Central Europe. Potatoes became Britain, Denmark, Northern Germany, Poland, Russia. Land capacity in Northern, Central and Eastern Europe that was previously affected by low agricultural productivities has increased dramatically. For the first time, countries have centralization conditions. France, Germany and Russia successively entered the empire era. But at this point, the national consciousness of all countries has awakened. The difficulty of unifying Europe has greatly increased. The founding of the 20th century European Union enabled Europe to unite economically. But it lacks the magic of blood oil fire. The road to European unification is still far away.